So here's my question. What does it take? What does it take? Like, I know it's loaded, but how do they get there? Like, moms are listening saying, like, give me the goods because they're
So,
experiencing what you've experienced and they want that outcome.
so honestly, the game changer for me was obviously not when I got the diagnosis because he was 18 when I got the diagnosis. The
Mm,
game changer was with me was when I was trained in a gentle persuasive approach training module for dementia care. And I started making the correlations between dementia and our children with brain based disabilities. And the gentle persuasive approach started with you need to change your perception, you need to lower your expectations. Every behavior is a response to an unmet need.
right.
You have to look beyond what you're seeing and figuring out what the contributing factor is. And a lot of people thought it was a lot of hogwash, and a lot of people were like, "Meh, whatever." I have worked in vocations for 4 years. I was never injured, knock on wood. I worked in the hospital setting, and I volunteered to take the complex, difficult patients, and I floated for 7.5 years. So wherever there was a sick call, that's where I went, and I opted to take the most difficult patients, and I was never injured by a patient in 13.5 years. And I have lived a life of chaos, and I never got hurt in a situation. Not because I'm pompous, not because I'm better than anyone else, not because I have any strategies, but because I used my head and I thought about it. And I came from a place of compassion and empathy and what is going on in their mind, what is going on in their heart. And when I started doing that, everything shifted. And I know that you've just had your master class for anger and aggression. And the stuff in there is beyond amazing. And
Uh,
it confirms everything that I took. And then my husband and we started a support group because when my son got diagnosed, there was nothing after diagnosis, like most families live with.
Yeah,
So so then we start this support group and then we start having a summer camp and we start having family support
because you
days.
start to see that you're not the only one dealing.
Well, I learned that what I was implementing and what I was doing was working, and it wasn't just with my own kid. And that's where my pivotal shift said, like, okay, if this is working with seniors and this is working with people with brain based disabilities and this is working with developmental diagnosis, then this works. It like, and like you've said, it's brain first. You have to look this, my kid is not choosing to do this. I don't know how many times I have said, "Oh, he just needs to use an agenda. Oh, he just needs to use timers. Oh," and the saga that we all hear. It's not that. It's like, my son didn't have a technology accommodation. We're in the 21st century.
Yeah.
Like, crap. So when we were struggling, again, I read that book with Bonnie Buxton, and I had this information saying that he was suicidal and he had a plan. And I was like, okay, so now what? So then I start pulling in my community. I start pulling like who has a connection to my son? Who does my son look up to? Who does he think is the cat's meow? Who like and I'm bringing these people. I'm begging. I'm calling, and I'm like, and
That's
it's interesting.
important. Keep
Yeah,
stop there. So because you're telling the right things, because you're